It's your girl Nisi here with Wild Pear Tarot. Thanks so much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm a tarot and oracle reader that specializes in celebrity readings. I also do pick-a-pile readings and spiritual messages for the collective. So thanks so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. All right, y'all, let's get it poppin'. It is 2021. It's a new year. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. And I'm feeling good. All right. So this reading is actually from a request from one of my followers. I want to shout out TC, who reached out to me close to the end of last year or late fall of last year, and wanted to, I had a request for a specific reading on a show called Family Karma, which is like a Bravo reality TV show of an Indian community in Miami, Florida. And I definitely said that I would get around to it. I was supposed to get around to it last year, but I didn't get to it. Just very busy year, hectic year. I'm the type of person to kind of go with what spirit is telling me. So when it's the right time to do it, it's the right time to do it. I'm not going to push myself or put myself in a position where I'm adding more stress to myself. But I did decide to do this reading on family karma, specifically about two people who have a really kind of strong connection based off of the show. But it seems like that there's a little bit of hesitancy and trying to kind of see the dynamics of their friendship, if it could possibly bloom into something romantic. And also, I really wanted to examine some of the other characters in the show. So shout out to TC, who requested this and reached out to me via email. Thanks so much. I'm so glad that you like my channel. And this is for you and for anyone else who's really interested in this show. I actually got hooked to this show, y'all. Like, I was like, let me see. At first I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. It's Bravo, right? You know, they're kind of like the centralized station for reality TV, right? You got Housewives. I mean, you just got all kinds of shows. So this particular show, Family Karma, I was like, let me just watch an episode and see what it's like. And I got hooked, y'all. Okay. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to go over the cards, the crystal that I have here that, is going to bring forth more energy for our reading, and then we'll get started. So, I got my OG deck, my Rider-Waite tarot deck. All right. We're using that. Also going to be using the Spacious tarot deck. This beautiful deck. It's a fairly new deck. Got that. And then the Life Purpose Oracle deck. This was something that, was called forth. So this is a message for somebody when it comes to this reading. All right. So if you're not privy to the show, there's a couple of, people and characters on the show. They all are kind of friends. Some of them are not friends, or there's like little rifts here and there. Of course, that's part of the reality type of show. They have to kind of sometimes create things. So definitely take it with a grain of salt. And I feel like anytime you're watching reality TV, because it's not real, like it's not real, y'all. Sometimes these things are kind of made up and they're not what people think they are. So we're first going to get into the specific dynamic between two characters from the show, Monica and Brian. So they've been friends for a really long time, I think since childhood or something like that. And at certain points of their friendship, there have been times when each of them have wanted to take it further and become romantic, but it was never when they were both on the same page. So timing has been an issue between these two. So we're gonna get into, I'm gonna use my Rider Waite tarot deck, and we're gonna get into their dynamics. It is rumored that they're both seeing other people right now. We're gonna see what season 2 brings, but let's get into their dynamic right now and where they're at, either romantically, friendship wise. Let's get into it. Spirit, please reveal to me what's going on romantically between friendship, Spirit, please reveal to me what is going on between Monica and Brian off of Family Karma. Thank you. What's going on with them romantically? Thank you, Spirit. There's actually it's so like, oh my gosh. All right. Okay. Don't worry about that. Now, before I get into it, I forgot that I wanted to touch base about the crystal that I'm using. So this is a fluorite crystal, very beautiful, almost translucent crystal, but you see like there's these different greens and blues and some purple and stuff like that. This is a really powerful crystal to have in addition to selenite. It helps to kind of clear any kind of negative energies, definitely for the throat, heart, and crown chakra. So this is something that Spirit wanted me to add to this reading. So, and this is for, you know, when I mention the crystals that I use, I definitely encourage anyone who's, you know, drawn to this celebrity reading to check out the crystals and the many spiritual properties and functions of the different crystals that I bring forth, because it's not just for bringing balance and you know, specific energy when I'm reading, but it's also for, you know, some certain people or anybody who's watching this. This is also for y'all if you connect with any of the crystals that I bring forth, like maybe something that catches your eye and you want to learn more about. So that's why I mentioned the crystals that I have. All right, y'all. So Brian and Monica, what's going on between them? So a song came out as I was shuffling. I got the song by In Vogue and Salt and Pepper. The what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. That song. I did see. This energy to me is not showing that there is anything that is gonna come of their connection. But I'm going to see. Spirit, can you provide a card about the outcome of their connection? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so let's go through the cards here. We got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. We got the Temperance card in reverse. And then we have the King of Cups as the outcome. Spirit is actually telling me that they're making their way back to each other Right now, though, it's looking to be like they're moving in different directions and they're not as connected as they used to be. He is, with this Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this is showing me someone who got tired of waiting. This is someone who just no longer wanted to wait anymore. They just, and this is actually supposed to represent Brian. And you guys can see from, if you have watched the first season, you can kind of see that, like, he actually was like, Spirit is telling me is like he was trying to be the boyfriend and do all the things that a boyfriend would do, but without the perks. And I think this is already someone who's wondering, okay, I'm putting all this investment into this one thing and I'm waiting for it to bear fruit. Why isn't it bearing fruit? Why isn't it coming to pass? Why aren't things happening for me in the way that I expect it to? Like, the spark is there. I like he thinks that he did everything right and he didn't. Is what Spirit's saying. Like, he thought he did everything he needed to do. But it was so, the thing is, it's like it was so formulaic. The thing that didn't sit well with her. It was like formulaic because it's almost like yes, the spark is there, and we'll talk more about her and her energy and why this Temperance card is in reverse. But it's like I think it's because so many people were trying to push this on her and push this on him as well, that it appeared, it's like she wanted to make her own decision for herself, not be influenced by the other members of the community. Even though there was a spark there, even though there was chemistry there, and I say was as in past tense because, as I mentioned before, they're going to be making their way back towards each other. Right now, though, the energy from this is, it's not there. And of course, this is the energy currently now, okay? This is the current energy, 2021. So whatever they're filming, I don't know if they're filming right now, if they were filming last year, that energy has shifted. So if I'll probably check and see if there's other people in the picture. But it was too formulaic. He got tired of waiting. Brian got tired of waiting. He got tired of putting all of his eggs in one basket. And he's like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm going to see what else is out there. Nothing became of it, obviously, because it's in reverse, right? We didn't get to the 8 of Pentacles, to the 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. None of that energy is kind of there right now. So his energy right now is like, nothing is coming of this. I did all I could do. On her end, though, she sees it as it was too formulaic. It was too clean. Something about Monica, and that was interesting in her character, was that people saw her as she's the kind of quote unquote perfect girl. She's someone that everybody would love as like a daughter. But people said there was like a mean streak. And I think it's like, there is a pretense there. There is some walls up that she does have. Hence the Temperance card coming out in reverse, right? The Temperance card coming out in reverse is showing me that she's having trouble aligning her wants with what the community wants. That's the thing, and that's why she's kind of pushed against this situation with Brian so hard, that she's like, yes, we're friends, but I just don't see him like that anymore. And that's because she's unsure. This is someone showing me who is not certain, who doesn't have full balance, a full picture and full understanding of the connection. because there's so much outside external influence. And so because of that, she's not able to really hear herself, feel herself, know if this is true or not, or if this is like more of the matchmaking type of situation. Now, in the Indian community, there's often arranged marriages, but these are, with family karma, you know, these are Americanized Indians and their community. So it does have a more westernized, Americanized energy when it comes to, you know, you see generationally the differences between, you know, people at different, the people at different stages in their life, as far as, you know, a lot of their families have had an arranged marriage, and then from there, you know, moved, you know, brought their family forward. But their children who grew up here, who were born and raised here, have a different outlook. You know, they're not in a rush to get married, or they're still trying to figure it out, or like, you know, the pressure of getting married, or in another case we're going to talk about, I think his name is Amrit. He's a homosexual, he's gay, and what does that mean in the context of the Indian, like culturally in the Indian community? And, you know, him coming out to his parents, and like, what does that mean for him and his dynamic there? And so there's a lot of interesting things going on. So she is, for her, it's like, she's very much, she's a traditionalist. She is. He's not a traditionalist. Like he will, like, Spirit saying, like, he would marry a white girl. It wouldn't be a thing. Like, he would marry a white girl. For her, I mean, even though his family wants him to marry an Indian woman, or he would even marry like a person of color, a black woman. He's more open to that. She is very much a traditionalist. She wants to follow along the lines, but she's starting to realize that she's questioning about whether or not that's what she really wants, or has she been conditioned? Has she been culturally conditioned to want that, right? So there's an imbalance here, and that's why she pushed up against him and was like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. No. The outcome here, though, is the King of Cups. So we're seeing this as there is going to be love springing forth between them. There is going to be something where there's going to be an emotional surge. I'm seeing that. I pictured, actually, as I was shuffling, and I heard that song, like, by In Vogue and Salt and Pepper, the What a Man song. And I did visualize, I did have a vision of them kissing. Is it going to spring forth into something way more than that? I don't know. This is showing me that, like, they're finding Spirit just keeps saying they're finding their way back to each other. I'm not getting a time frame of when that's going to happen. This could also signal a deepening of their friendship. Like, they're much more clear-headed, and they have more emotional clarity moving forward about their friendship, about their connection. Spirit, can you show me, are there other people in their lives romantically? For Brian, can you give me a card? Thank you, Spirit. For Monica, can you give me a card? Thank you. Okay, so Spirit is telling me, this is interesting. Spirit is telling me there's going to be more fighting and disagreements between them in season 2. Expect that they're not going to be on the best terms in season 2. And I think it is because they've kind of moved. There's been something where they've moved apart. And this is actually interesting because these kings, these court cards coming out in reverse, it's like he struggles. It's like he's gonna learn, and this is not just about like, okay, is there another romantic connection coming in, but it's really about like the lessons that he has to learn when it comes to love. And it seems like for Brian, he's gonna have to learn how to speak up more and be more and be clearer and very finite and very like finite and in tune and like sharp with like what it is that he wants. It just seems like he can be somewhat very controlling, or like there's going to be a person coming in to teach him about control and having boundaries and speaking up for himself. For her, these are like, because I'm seeing this, the fact that both of these kings, these kings coming out, all this king energy, right, is like there's some dynamic here going on with like lessons that they have to learn, and then having this King of Cups here, it's definitely showing me that, yeah, it's these kings coming out, all three, is showing that there's some kind of either, and I don't always want to say masculine energy, but there is something being confronted about, I'm hearing autonomy, about leadership, about owning one's own feelings and thoughts, and more of an understanding and directing who they are, like being very directional, being very direct, being very directional, like being fully within themselves to know who they are. They're still learning about themselves. They're still learning about their needs and their wants. And for her, for this King of Pentacles, you know, there's people coming into her life to teach her lessons about that, about what she wants to create for herself. For her, she has to learn about what does she want to create for her life. What kind of life does she really want to create for herself? What do you want to create? What kind of life do you want for yourself? Are you sure about it? Are you clear about it? Are you directional about it? Are you direct about it? What do you want to create in your life? This, for him, this is about him being clear about what he wants to bring forth, and to me, I keep hearing like, there's something about control with him, with Brian. There's some issue here about control, and either having control of his life, having control over what it is that he wants. For her, it's about creation. It's about creation. And for him, it's about control. But it is telling me that through these energies, through the people that they end up being with romantically, right? Through the people that they end up being with romantically, they're going to learn and come back together. Like there's going to be a return here. Of them kind of reconnecting, and with the King of Cups coming out, it's gonna be a much more a place where it's less tipsy-turvy type of thing, right? Or like an imbalance, or where, you know, one person isn't, it's like they're gonna be more in alignment with each other. They're gonna be in more alignment with each other. Emotionally, this to me is telling me, showing me someone who is way, you know, they're emotionally clear. So there's emotional clarity, there's emotional understanding, there's emotional wisdom. They're more in tune with their feelings. They know how to navigate their emotions. And then also the connection of romance, you know, they know how to like give to each other, when to pull back, that type of thing. There's an imbalance though with Monica, and for him, there's a lack of patience. But they're gonna get it together. Spirit said they're returning to each other. How long that takes, Spirit is not saying. So it may not be in season 2. It may not even be in season 3 if they get to it. It's just showing that, like, they're each on their own individual journeys. Free will is at play. But they both are going to learn some lessons romantically. All right. I really want to get into, let's go to the 2 people who are engaged from the first season, Vishal and Risha. I hope I pronounced their names correctly. Let's shuffle and see what's up with them. So Vishal and Risha. So I know that there were some issues with Vishal and Risha's mom. And they were able to, by the end of the season, to kind of work it out. And, you know, the families have come together. We don't know how season 2 is going to go. But they are supposed to be, Vishal and Risha are supposed to be on track to get married. So let's see, let's ask really quickly, Spirit, how is their relationship looking like right now? What's going on with Vishal and Risha? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Whew. All right. So a song came up. So I heard the lyric. So the song that came out was Scream by Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson. And the lyric that came up was, with such confusions, don't it make you want to scream? With such confusions, don't it make you want to scream? All right, so let's see what's going on between these 2. Okay. So let's go over the cards here. We got the World card. The World card here. Okay. The 4 of Cups in the reverse. The 4 of Cups in the reverse. And the 6 of Cups. This is a genuine love that they have for each other, y'all. This is a genuine love that they have. It's going to stand the test of time. I think they are getting ready to move forward in a new stage. The World card here is, I did have an image of them kind of fighting. I did have an image of them kind of not necessarily screaming at each other. It was a bit of a screaming match, but it was more so like misunderstandings. The energy between them, though, is quite beautiful. I really hope this doesn't signal an ending. And then them kind of like going back and looking back at things that they thought could have been worked out. But there's a genuine love here. There's a genuine love here. He really does want to give her the world. He wants to give her the world, y'all. The 6 of Cups with the World card. He literally wants to give her the world. Like that's this is a genuine love here. This is a genuine connection. This is you know, definitely someone who has been able to at least for Vishal and Risha, like they're able to kind of, they've known each other for a really long time, and that love is there. I think sometimes he'll do things to please her that isn't in alignment with what he wants. And I think that's going to be, there's going to be some, I'm hearing Spirit say some disillusionment about that, and a couple of disagreements about that, because it's going to cause confusion. Because he's going to start thinking about what makes me happy. He's really going to start thinking about that. Like, what makes me happy? It's not all about just making someone else happy. Giving, these energies are like, I'm hearing, or what I'm seeing is just that it's a lot about, like, learning lessons. This whole family karma TV show, like, people are just going to be learning lessons. The energy I'm picking up right now. Whether or not it's actually shown in season 2, we'll see. But what is playing out right now, this is the current energy. So not what was filmed in the past, but what is happening right now is there may be some resentment from Vishal. And I think he's trying to, his lesson is trying to make sure that, like, he's not always trying to please his woman, or like that he's overstepping his own personal boundaries to provide happiness to his woman out of obligation, his wife out of obligation, but recognizing that he also needs to pour into himself. He also needs to make himself happy. He has to find that inner happiness, that inner joy. That's what's, excuse me, that's what's part of, the exchange of love. And that's part of, like, sustainability in a connection is you got to pour into yourself, so you can give to somebody else. But when you're always pouring into, and this is interesting because I'm seeing, like, 4 of the cups are turned over, but 6 of the cups are upright. So I'm seeing this almost like as a subtraction. He's giving, oh Lord, how Jesus points this out. Thank you, God. You see how there's one for him, one that he's giving to his wife, right? Or one that he's giving away. And then you have the 4 cups here lined out. Well, those are those 4 cups here. So it's like he only has enough for himself, but he wants to give it away. And yes, in a marriage, partnership and sacrifice is part of that. But his lesson for Vishal, he has to learn how to set boundaries. He has to set boundaries for himself to make sure that he's pouring back into himself. For Risha, it's really about her seeing it, understanding it, because again, that scream song came about with such confusion. Doesn't it make you want to scream? She at some points doesn't really see him, doesn't really see, like, his emotional needs, like speaking to him in a way that makes him feel emotionally fulfilled and feel good. And so she has to learn how to really listen to him and also notice. She's going to have to notice when he is not feeling up to par. He's not feeling himself and he's frustrated and discontented. And she has to be able to address that as well as his partner. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic that they're going to have to work through. But it looks like they're moving forward. I hope they don't, I hope it reaches to a point where they get married. It seems like they really do genuinely love each other, that's there. All right. Let's get to, I have a couple more to go through. Let's get to Anisha. Anisha. So Anisha, her character, she's in her mid-30s, about that. She's working from home. She moved back from New York, and people, man, they've been pressuring her. They've been pressuring her to get married, have kids. Like, there is, like, a huge pressure that she is trying to get through. Let's see if there's love coming in her life, or if there's love currently in her life. Spirit, can you tell me about Anisha and what's going on with her romantically? Thank you, Spirit. still be single. Spirit, Lord, okay, what's happening with her romantically right now? Thank you, Spirit. With Anisha. Okay. Now this energy may change, y'all. Oh, Lord. Okay. So let's, we got the Four of Cups outright, or upright, excuse me. Thank you. Ooh, okay. So the Four of Cups and the Death card. Spirit told me as I was shuffling that she doesn't have a man right now. She doesn't have a man. Spirit is telling me, like, we don't see her moving forward until maybe 36, 37 years old. Oh my gosh. I'm actually hearing something. Lord, okay. She may have an accident that may incapacitate her, is what Spirit's telling me. She may have an accident in the future that may incapacitate her. Or she may have like a death in her family. Like something's going to happen where it's going to really shift her or transform her, because death is the card of transformation. And it's a card of transformation, whether you like it or not, y'all. Anytime you see the death card or like the Tower card, which means there's an inevitability. It's something that you cannot reverse. It's something that you just need to accept. Like, things are shifting. Things are going to shift for you, whether you like it or not, to push you out of your comfort zone, to push you in a new light, a new way of being, a new way of thinking, a new perspective. It could be from a death in your family, or like it could be a signaling that, or it could be a death close to you that happens, that sparks that actual transformation, right? So there's that signal of that. Or it could just be certain things in your life that just no longer can be alive in your life, like can no longer live in your life anymore, you know. And that could be people, that could be people, that could be friends. They can no longer hold space in your life anymore. Like something is going to happen to like break off that connection, right? Something is going to happen that is going to shift and move you into something that you didn't think was going to happen. Or maybe something that you're planning for the future, and something is going to shift. I do see her having a child. I just think she may even do through in vitro. She may even do something where, I know she mentioned in the show freezing her eggs. That may possibly happen, or she may end up doing in vitro and just have her child. I'm hearing Spirit said 36, 37 years old. 36, 37 years old. That's the energy right now. It seems like she hasn't been able to find what she's looking for. This Four of Cups to me is, you know, when there's a choice being brought forward to you, but you're just not really in the head space or the heart space to accept it, to see it. So there may be somebody coming in. She may have suitors. She may have people who like want to love her and want to be in her life, but she's not enthusiastic about it. She is not, it's almost like all that pressure is just kind of worn her down, and she's like rebelling. She's like actively rebelling. Like, stop telling me how to live. When things happen for me, it's going to happen for me. I'm tired of being told when I should do something, how I should do something. And so I think she may do this on purpose. But something is going to happen to her to lead her into a different direction, where she's going to have a different outlook when it comes to partnership and love. So be on the lookout for that. If not in season 2, then definitely in her future. I do see her with a child though. Okay, let's get to Amrit. Amrit is, he's gay. He has a boyfriend, Nicholas. And Let's see what's going on with Amrit. Spirit, what's happening romantically with Amrit, him and Nicholas? What's going on with that? They have an on and off connection, right? Because I'm hearing, why do they make up to break up? Why do they make up to break up? Amrit wants to see what else is out there. Whether or not he's going to do that, I think, man, you know, I hope whoever is watching this is like, can see some of the lessons. And if you connect to it, you know, great. If you connect to it, then great. But I'm also hearing, it's like for Amrit, just from what I watched for him, he really has to fight against, it's him again, kind of like, and this is with a lot of the other characters on the show, the other people on the show, all the people on this show, it's like there's kind of a similar line of like trying to make sure that they're not doing things that is only to appease a community that yes yearns for their happiness, that yes yearns for them to be you know, well off and have the things that they want and they need, but in terms of like culturally being in line, it's a paradox. It's a dynamic and a paradox when you're having to fight against or go against what you culturally know, what you were culturally brought up to do, what your family wants you to do, and being in alignment with like who am I? Who am I? Is this what makes me happy? And in turn, it doesn't necessarily go against family. But it's a matter of like being your truest self no matter what. And there's a fear there that Amrit, oh, excuse me guys, I hope that's like how you pronounce his name, Amrit. But I think for him, there's a fear there. There's a fear. He's so used to, he doesn't take a lot of risk. Something about Amrit, he doesn't seem to take a lot of risk. I think people assume that he does, but he really doesn't take a lot of risk. So let's see what's going on between Amrit and Nicholas. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit is telling me they're not together anymore right now. They're not together. He's trying not to let the fear of his past affect the present. He's trying to see what else is out there. And so the King of Wands in reverse came out. And the Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's I think he just wants to, I'm seeing him partying. I'm seeing him, right now I'm seeing him partying right now. I'm seeing him having a good time right now. I'm seeing him wanting to have his fun, which is why this Knight of Swords has come out. Like, he just like, I may be a bit reckless. I don't care. I'm going to have my fun. There is a bit of a rebellion streak happening right now for him. I don't see him with Nicholas. If they are together, I don't see it lasting again. They make up to break up. They have a very like, it can be volatile at times because it's like, For Amrit, this is all he knows. This is the only partner that he's been with as a gay man. And I think he has some hesitancy because he does, as he mentioned in the show, he wanted to see what else is out there. I think he's going to actually move forward with doing that, if he hasn't already. He really does want to see who else is out there for me. I think he's trying to overcome his fear. The problem is him making sure he's not getting too reckless that it's going to start to affect, like, his business endeavors, his relationships, that's gonna be what he's gonna come up against. And like brute force, I keep hearing like brute force, you know, he's gonna come up against like a force, and this is more of like an energetic force, like not an actual someone trying to like beat him up. But it's just like him trying to understand, like, you know, and the energy is, it's like, there's a lot of rebellion, and this is a lot of like rebellious energy I'm getting. And like it's almost like he's not going to let anyone get in his way of being what he wants to be or doing what he wants to do. I think he's moving out of that, but there's some kind of rebellion streak that he's going through right now. Some kind of rebellious streak that he's going through. That's all I can say about that. All right, we're going to finish this up. We're going to end with Bali. She is the auntie of the group. She's the auntie of the group. Her daughter, I think, is about to go away to college. Let's see what's happening with her. Spirit, what can you tell me about Bali right now? And her current romantic situation. What's going on with her right now? Thank you, Spirit. So I'm hearing season 2 is gonna be all about the love. Like, ooh, okay. The guy that she's dating right now, at least from season 1, he's very patient with her. He's been very patient with her. I think though season 2 might show them coming to a head about whether or not she's going to move and leave the show, right? She may leave the show. Or he might even, I don't know if he's going to move down there. So he may move down there. Let's see. What's going on with Bali and her man? What's going on in her romantic life right now? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. All right. So we got the 10 of Wands here. We got the 10 of Wands. I'm hearing she's trying to keep it together, and her problem is that she's trying to be everything to everyone. And that just doesn't work, y'all. She's trying to be everything for everyone. There's a lot of things that she goes through privately that she doesn't want a lot of people to know. Like her struggles, things that she might have gone through in the past. I'm hearing also abuse. And she just tries to keep her head down, but it's like, I mean, she, you know, in terms of emotionally, like she doesn't want people to know. And I know it's interesting how on the show, she's more of like an open book because she tries to help people. But I think there's a limit to that. Like she wants people to take advice from her because she's been through it, right? So she has advice to give and she's going to offer it. Sometimes whether you like it or not, or whether you want it or not, but there's a limit to that. Because you don't really see the other side of things because she does struggle. Emotionally or in romance, it's going to be a bit difficult for her because this 10 of Wands here, right? the Ten of Wands is like someone carrying all these wands and they're trying to get to the house. They're trying to get to the next step. This is what's going to be, and that's why I'm saying it's like, it's season 2 for her is probably going to be about whether or not she's going to move to, I think, Louisville or wherever her boyfriend is at, because they have a long distance relationship. And I think that's going to come out more prominently about her trying to contest it, kind of struggle against it, whether or not she wants to do it. And whether or not she will actually take that step forward. Will she, won't she? It is showing that she's struggling to make a decision. She's struggling still to make a decision. And that may affect, like, if she's going to struggle about whether or not she's going to be with him. And that whole thing about being everything to everyone, that's a lot to carry. She wants to be the best friend. She wants to be the best daughter. She wants to be the best mom. She wants to be the best girlfriend. It's like, girl, you are not perfect, and stop trying to act like you are. Like, it's really that type of energy. Like, please stop. So she has to deal with that. And I'm pulling out the Life Purpose Oracle card. I'm being called to do that. So, Spirit, can you bring forth a card about her situation? Thank you. Strength. What? Okay. Tarot cards, Oracle cards. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. So the Strength card came out. This says, everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. What did I tell you? She is having to, you see this, this guy holding these 10 wands. It's heavy. She's a strong woman, y'all. She's a strong woman. She's been through a lot of stuff that I think it may be more prominent in season 2 that we'll see that, but there's stuff that she's gone through that she has not told a lot of people. It may come out in season 2, but she's realizing that she can't be everything for everyone, and eventually she's going to lay these wands down. She's going to lay the burden down. She's going to lay her burdens down. And realize that she has a much stronger purpose, that she's able to push through, that she has the courage. Yeah. So I think there's something that's calling to her that she may be afraid of actually getting into, but I think her strength and her courage is going to be her resolve and help her to push through and push past it if there's any blockages that are coming up for her. This is also protecting her. This is also a form of protection with these wands. So, all right. Thank you. And last card I'm going to draw here. I was trying to make sure. I was like, what? It's so interesting because I'm like, Spirit will have me use certain cards, and I'm just like, where am I going to use these cards for? I'm like, oh, okay, so this oracle deck was for Bali. Like, it was for her situation. How interesting. All right, so Spirit, I'm going to use, so the last question I'm going to ask is, what can we expect from season 2? What to expect from season 2 of Family Karma? Thank you, Spirit. We're going to use the Spacious Tarot deck. All right. What can we expect from season 2 of Family Karma? Oh. I'm seeing a fight, y'all. Oh, it may get physical. It may get physical. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. All right. So the energy I'm getting is there is going to be a storyline that is going to be more prominent than the other people in season 2. It's like it's going to be one of the characters or either two of the characters in their connection. It could be like Monica and Brian or Vishal and Risha. But what this is showing me is like they're almost going to be going against each other to try to see like which storyline is more prominent or stronger or better. Now take this with a grain of salt because again, this is like, it's a reality show, okay? So not everything is real. Some of this stuff is scripted, it's staged. They come up with concepts and then, you know, kind of create the drama or like create certain dynamics to happen just to see it happen. But there is something where there's going to be a lot of like energy, a lot of like high energy between these characters, between these people in this reality show. But it's showing me that there is going to be a more prominent storyline from one of the characters that's going to kind of, as you can see, it's like it's gonna rise above the rest. It's gonna rise above the rest. And it's so interesting how the Seven of Wands came out because the main people, there's actually 7 of them. So just be on the lookout for that for season 2. That's what Spirit is saying. Blah, blah, blah. That's what Spirit is saying, the 7 of Wands card. All right. All right, y'all, that was my reading. Definitely comment below on the video. Tell me what you thought about my reading on Family Karma, the reality show. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's the start of the new year, so more videos are on the way. If you guys have any requests, definitely let me know, comment, and if it is something that Spirit wants me to cover, I will do so. All right? Thanks so much. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It's your girl Nisi here with Wild Pear Tarot, and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Bye.